Perfect. Thank you so much for joining today. This is Orva. She is our incredible meditation instructor, and then she'll be our yoga instructor next week as well. So thank you all for joining. We are going to give it right to you, Orva. You can start whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining me. So we'll just get started right in with it, and we'll see how it goes. So for my very beginning here, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what meditation is, because people do have misconceptions. So many times people go, oh, I just can't do that. But it's a learned skill like everything else. And what you're learning to actually do is to focus your mind. So people tend to think of it being a thing where we are, excuse me, I'm just getting my time going so I can keep track of myself there. There we go. Anyway, so, people think, oh, it's like emptying your mind. And it's not. You're focusing your mind on something so that you cannot get distracted by all the other stuff going on in your mind. And our mind, you're always thinking about the past and the future. Did I shut the stove off? Do I have everything ready for my next meeting? So this allows you to just kind of focus in on one thing, and it's a practice. We're going to start out always with just little short bouts, and that's the way you should practice your meditation until you get a little better at it. So even 3 minutes can feel like forever when you're first learning to do this. If you're doing it at home on your own, I would say just set a little timer for yourself, maybe on your phone or some other timer you have around the house, so that you don't have to worry about that and you can just focus on your meditation. And actually, there's a little bit of also misconceptions I've seen even online about the history of meditation. But a lot of research now actually feels like it goes back to when we were like hunter-gatherers running around on the savannah or wherever it was. And at night, people would sit around the fire and gaze into that flickering flame, and you get that kind of calm, relaxing feeling that you get from watching a fire in a fireplace or at the campground, wherever. So it actually does have a long history through a lot of cultures, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. But we're just going to begin with some very easy beginner things today. So the first of all, sit somewhere comfortable, or if you want to stretch out and lay flat to do this, that's fine. You can sit in a chair. I just happen to be sitting on the floor because it's convenient for me. And today we are going to start out with one of the most basic techniques, which is using your breath. And so the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of a thing called belly breathing, just to get us started. And then we'll actually get into doing our meditation. So for belly breathing, you're going to want to inhale and let your belly fill like a balloon. And then when you exhale, your belly presses towards your spine. It's kind of the opposite of the way we tend to do it here in Western culture. And an easy way to learn to do it is put one hand on your belly, one hand up on your chest, and you're going to have your belly just kind of moving in and out, and that hand will move, and you kind of keep this chest quiet, because a lot of times we go when we breathe, and we want to breathe down here where our diaphragm, the largest part of our lungs are. It's a relaxing way to breathe. So just kind of start out just breathing in and out. You can close your eyes all the way. In fact, I would suggest that as we're first learning. Some techniques, you do leave your eyes open slightly. In the Buddhist practice, for Zen, they usually have their eyes sort of at half mast. But closing your eyes for this when you're first starting is a way to kind of get rid of all those extra distractions. So I want you to just focus, breathing in and out, slow and deep. And now I want you to begin to count to yourself the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Nice and gentle, finding your own count. There's no right or wrong. Just letting that air flow. Nice and easy. And if you lose your place when you're counting, or you get distracted by thoughts, just acknowledge it happened. Let it go. And come back to that counting your breath. Just gentle, in and out. Just focusing on that count. Your personal count. It's just for you. In and out. Nice and easy. Gentle breath. And now, I want you to try to make your exhale twice as long as your inhale. So, using your own count, if you count to a count of 4, you can just let that exhale slow down to a count of 8. Maybe you're counting 3 and you would use 6. Just find your count and let it go. You're not forcing more air out of your lungs. You're just slowing the rate at which your breath is leaving your body. Nice and easy. Letting yourself forgive yourself if you lose count. If it's a little hard, it's okay. Just come back to counting. Counting your breath and feeling that flow in and out of your body. Just a little bit longer here, in and out. I'm going to let you just find your own count and your own breath in and out. Slow and deep. Now, bringing your breath back to its just natural pattern. Just spend a few moments with your eyes closed, still breathing gently. And just kind of focus now on how your body feels, how your mind feels. Now that you've just spent this little time trying to quiet yourself down. Just doing that little mental inventory, that feeling of hopefully a little calm. Maybe if it's stressful for you, it's not so calm, but that's okay. You're learning. And it's a new experience, and that's all right. So let's now come back, and I'm going to teach you another brief little type of technique. Maybe you didn't really like doing that one, and there's a lot of techniques we're going to learn this week, so hopefully you'll find one that works well for you. So this technique we just did actually is a good one to help you fall asleep. In fact, our US military has been teaching this exact same type of counting breaths to help the military members fall asleep out in the field when they're in very stressful situations. They've found that it takes about 3 weeks to learn to master it enough that you can use it to fall asleep. You can use it standing in line at the grocery store. if you're stressing out and worrying about, I got to get somewhere and this line's taking forever, just using that slow breath can lower your blood pressure, your heart rate. It can just relax you in a nice way. So, try a little bit, maybe a few times a week. You don't have to do it every day. Just set yourself an easy goal and give it a go and see how you like it. So this other technique that I'm going to teach you is similar to what I first learned when I learned to meditate at like in the 1970s. Wow, that was a while ago. But and it's a matter of visualizing numbers and seeing those numbers count. So when I learned it originally, you pictured a blackboard and you counted 1 to 10. You saw each number slowly, one by one on the board. The one I saw recently was actually a Qigong thing, which is one of the Chinese techniques for meditation and some healing and exercise. And this teacher had you go from the number 5 down to 1. I think it's a nice, simple way to do it, but it's almost virtually identical to what I first learned. So we're going to give this one a go. You're going to picture a blank slate, and then one by one, as I talk with you, you're going to picture each number being slowly written across your blank slate. Then that one will disappear and we'll go to the next one. So let's give this one a try now. Do your best. Don't worry about it. Again, you get distracted, you lose your place. Just forget about it and come back to what you're doing. So we're going to close our eyes again. And I want you to picture that nice little blank slate in front of you. And first, I want you to see the number 5 slowly drawn across the slate, comes across and down and slowly swoops around in that beautiful circular shape. And now the number 5 disappears. And I want you to see the number 4. So that number 4, that start of that straight line up, and then the angle out to the side, and halfway down, that short little crossbar comes across, that beautiful number 4. And now we're going to see the number 3, that big sweep of the number 3 as it loops around to the middle and then loops around again. Nice and easy, big, round, sweeping number. Excuse me. And now we're going to see the number 2. So again, a big, soft, round sweep of that number as it swings around and comes across at the bottom. And then finally, that number 1, that nice straight single string number coming down. And now just spend a moment, again, just sensing how you feel, how your mind feels, what you're experiencing. And now you can open your eyes and come back. And I'm getting like a little coughier going today, but that's all right. As I said, we're not perfect. Meditation is never perfect. And it's just our learning experience. So I hope that you have a little chance to just kind of connect this week with different styles of meditation and what you can do and find things that you enjoy. and give it practice. Give yourself a little time and be forgiving of yourself, because you're not going to be great at it right at the start. Zen masters spend years learning to sit for meditating for a really long time. So give yourself these little bouts and just give it that go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for our practice. Tomorrow, we're going to be working a little bit on sound as something to focus on. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Orva, and thank you all for joining. Again, this class will happen obviously today, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. So all at 12:30 to 12:45 every day.